Pour me a cup of that Joe. Welcome to the Teacher's Lounge, baby. Let's start the show.
Man, they got the AC pumping in here. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I'm dried out.
They keep it cold like a taping of a show or something.
Yeah, it does. It feels like this is a show where the host is real temperamental. He's like, don't you dare let it be hot in there.
Like when we went to watch the Weatherman. The local Weatherman tape. It's cold in that local news studio.
I would have loved a little 5-day forecast for how cold the studio was going to be.
That's
Should have
right.
prepared a little.
There's
bit.
a low pressure zone in here.
Yeah. I don't think there's a thermometer that read as low as it was in there. I'd say it was just above freezing.
I thought some snow fell on my head while we were in there.
I think it snowed. There was a full front came through.
I agree. I don't know if it was from the AC vent that was dusty and it turned to snow, or if it was real weather in there.
The Doppler outside in the back of the truck was going nuts about the studio.
Yeah. Here's my question. I love this conversation. Would you rather be too hot or too cold?
Fascinating.
Now the
That's a good
question of the century.
Question of the
That's
century.
my first date question, always.
Too hot or too
Too
cold?
hot or too cold?
And what happens if they give you a certain answer?
Well, I haven't had an opportunity to actually ask it on a
You've
date.
never been on a date.
No. So
That's your potential first date question.
it's on the list. It's on the list. It's number one on the list.
I'm with you, though. I'm a choose-your-own-adventure dating guy. So I'll ask a few questions, and then that's where the date goes. You would rather be too hot or too cold?
Yeah.
The answer is always too something.
Yeah.
So
She says, I'd rather be too hot. I say, well, let's head down to the canning factory. They don't even have AC in there. I know a guy who works there. I'll give you a little tour, or he'll give us a tour, and I'll just nod along.
Yeah.
I swear I know him. Also, I swear I know the guy who owns it. I swear.
My question is, would you be rather too full or too hungry? And my date is usually like, well, I'm very hungry because you really skimped on the order. We're splitting.
An appetizer.
We're splitting.
but you also insist it's on you.
I say it's on me. It's on me.
And have you
So
ever
we'll
ordered
split the spinach, the child spinach dip.
I was going to say, have you ever
Child
ordered an entree,
scampi.
Bill?
It's a fancy restaurant if they have a child scampi.
Oh, these little children in this restaurant are fancy. You
Oh,
get
you're talking about the kids' Italian restaurant. That's where you take your dates.
Yes.
It's an Italian restaurant, but it's for children.
Called Bambinos.
Bambinos.
Bambinos, yes. Yeah, Bambinos. And
Must be
there's
this short to enter, right? How do you do that?
Well,
You have to walk under a...
Let's just say they got the knee shoes out. I get the knee shoes out.
Okay.
And again, I'll tell you now, Bill.
Coffee?
Huh?
Coffee?
Do I want coffee?
Yeah.
Top me off. Yeah, top me off.
All right.
I'll tell you, Bill. I
Looks
think
a
you
little
got to
fresh
stop.
for me.
You got to stop doing your version of that Dorf character.
Dorf on dinner.
Yeah.
You're doing Dorf on dinner?
Wait, that's been done?
Oh, that's a
been done.
watery coffee. That's nice.
Isn't that watery?
That's nice.
It's barely tinted. It looks like water with 3 drops of brown food
I can't
coloring.
stand it when you can taste the beans. I really need it to just feel like old water.
Yes.
That's what coffee is to me. That's
Yeah.
what wakes me up, puts pep in my step.
You know, I tried the coffee flavored LaCroix recently.
Oh, yeah.
Too strong for me.
Too strong.
Wow.
Two coffee flavors.
I bet.
Now,
The
is it
key-
LaCroix or LaCrud?
I think it's in France. I think they pronounce it Le Crugs.
Okay.
LaCrugs, yeah. But I think the key to good coffee is getting most of the grounds on the outside of the coffee maker. And it being,
Well, you want to smell coffee.
yeah.
I walked
You
in-
want to smell hot coffee.
I walked in yesterday morning, a few hours after I had made the coffee, and I looked at the coffee maker, and someone was wiping down around it. And I
What?
said, "Hands off!"
Right, and you had made that pot of coffee before, and you dust the counter with coffee and then wipe the filter on it, and
Yeah.
that's what you put into the machine.
I'll do a nice wash on the filter. You do a little grounds wash on the filter just to get the essence of ground bean in there. I mean, yeah, they've consulted us. Every courthouse west of the Mississippi has consulted us on coffee. Every
Yes.
mechanic east of the Mississippi.
Yeah.
What are the courthouses on the east of the Mississippi doing, by the way? Do they have another guy?
Starbucks.
It's Starbucks.
Oh,
yeah.
Pathetic.
It's a classic Carl's Jr. Hardee's. West of the Mississippi,
Yes.
ours. East, Starbucks.
Yeah.
That's right. 2 unrelated companies that seem similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we sued them about it, but we couldn't agree on which courthouse to have the case in.
That's right.
whose jurisdiction?
That's right.
Who knows? Maybe one on the river. Let's do one. Let's get a courthouse on the
Riverboat
Mississippi.
courthouse?
The Mississippi.
Speaking of jurisdiction, we are the teachers.
That's right, guys. Welcome to the Teachers Lounge. Kick it. Welcome, everybody, to the Teachers Lounge. It's the first, best, and only podcast pertaining to issues relevant to the Hamilton High School community. We, of course, are your hosts. I am Howard Levis, biology teacher, all-around good guy. Don't laugh at that.
All around.
Well, it's just not something you usually
That's
lead
something you
with.
need to convince people.
Okay, well, I feel like I'm a pretty decent fella.
Just be who you are, and you don't have to prove anything. My name is Sam Weatherman. I'm big and buff. No reason.
So take your own note on that one.
What are you talking about? I am who I am.
Sam, driver's ed.
I teach driver's ed and also student leadership, ASB, Associated Student Body.
Bill Cravy, assistant basketball coach, also a social studies teacher, and I do not need therapy.
Absolutely. All right.
Todd
Say who you are.
Padre, theater director, star of the school play, doctor in feminist studies.
Doctor? You said doctor.
Well,
You said Dr. In or Dr. And?
doctored
feminist studies degree. Got it. So,
Sorry,
yeah.
You
I
didn't
say it
graduate.
fast.
You didn't graduate.
It's like clarification.
Good husband, loving human, and friendly to be around.
Okay, all of that.
I'll say this because I forgot to say it about me. Everybody likes me, and it's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Okay.
true.
Well, like we said, this is the Teachers Lounge.
Episode
Episode 1.
1.
Wow.
right.
Welcome back for the first time.
Yeah, that's right. We, we've done a lot in our lives, seen the world, really made our way around this big blue marble in the universe, and we finally found our way back to what we'd like to call our home. Hamilton
Yes.
High School is where we got our start. It's where we all
It's
sort
where
of
we
really
sowed
found
our oats.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you know when you land and you're like, oh, this feels like home. I'm back where everybody knows my bullshit and they're sick of me.
My problems are exactly where I left them. My room's a mess.
You know that good feeling of landing at home?
When you're right when you get back and you're with your family and you're 5 minutes into the car ride and they've already found the thing they hate the most about you.
Yeah.
Home.
Yeah, it's we're here, we're back, and we're really excited to get another school year off the ground.
That's right.
We all, we've spent a little bit of time over the past few weeks with a friend.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
for those of you that we do want to say hello to our
Returning listeners, you could call them.
If you listen to us on Stitcher
Yes,
Premium,
what's up, slobs?
Hey, slobs.
Thanks for coming with us.
Hello, kind new listeners, and
Yes.
hello, old
Yes.
slobs.
Yeah,
Right.
if anybody
Thank
tells you
you.
what this show was, they're lying. Don't go back and listen to it. This is a new show for anybody who hasn't listened to it before. This is the same show for people who have already listened to a bunch.
You know when you try to change your personality because someone with money is around and you try to kind of like be better? That's
That's
us
us.
now.
Yeah,
That's
we're
us.
regular.
We're regular. We're as regular as it gets. And, we needed some time off. We knew we were going to be coming to releasing our podcasts with our friends at the Earwolf Podcast Network.
Yeah.
And we needed some time off to even decide if we wanted to do that. We'd done
Yes.
so much podcasting. We'd lost our minds.
We needed a sabbatical.
And so we took a sabbatical, but we're
Like
creative.
most people do.
We're creative guys, and we couldn't just quit working. So we were shooting OJ's Twitter vids.
Yes.
Shooting, writing, directing.
Yeah,
Producing.
booking locations.
Producing, editing.
I was transpo, so all the golf carts I provided.
I provided set decoration for anytime we would film in the back of like a Ruby Tuesdays. I'd
Yeah.
like strow a bunch of papers all over with like fantasy football stuff and a big old Sony Vaio.
If you look closely, I am actually playing every person in the background.
Look close.
Look closely. You'll see it's me in different shirts and sometimes a hat. At the billiards table, at the bar, screaming at the football game. That's me.
I was, of course, the key grip. I had my dirty little fingers on every key
Yeah.
necessary.
Filthy,
man. Sam,
So I was working a lot with Todd on the golf carts because I had all the keys
You
to
had
the
the
carts,
keys, you
and he
gripped
had
them.
all the carts for the transpo.
You also really hooked us up with a bunch of brown furniture, a bunch of like suede brown lazy boys.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
big bad bar stools.
We wanted to make sure in every take you could smell what the room was like.
Yes. You know,
Which
you've
is-
heard, can you smell what the rock is cooking?
Yeah.
This This was, can you smell the furniture that Sam brought in?
Yeah.
And I'll label it beer and bathroom.
Beer and bathroom.
Smells like beer in here for
Beer
sure.
and
Smells like
bathroom
beer.
smells like beer, stinks like beer.
Stinks like beer.
Stinks like
The
beer.
whole set stunk like beer.
And you bought all of, those furniture deals where it's like, do you want to furnish your house or your entire house in 30 minutes? You can buy it all right here. That's what you got us a good deal.
well,
Bundle. A
it
bundle.
was a
Big
deal.
bundle.
I
It
don't
was
know
at
if
the
it was
Pier
a good
2,
deal.
right? It was
Yes.
the Pier 2 imports.
It was Pier 2 exports.
Tier 2 exports. So stuff that is about to be thrown into the trash in the ocean.
Yes. It's
the
stuff
big-
that is on its way to the Pacific garbage patch.
Yes.
You get it right before
Which
that.
we spent a beautiful week on.
Absolutely.
We were taking a break.
Well, the rates are great.
Really good rates. The Pacific Garbage Patch. I was hanging out next to 30,000 bottle caps for about 2 weeks, just baking up out there. I got a nice tan.
Yeah, you and Coke Lid had a like Tom Hanks and Wilson situation, and it sadly, Coke Lid got taken away from by a seagull.
Yes, seagull swallowed up Coke lid and
And
took
that
it
was
out.
your wife, I think, by the end of the vacation.
It was. We had gotten married.
But it was arranged. It was an arranged marriage.
It wasn't
wasn't
arranged
a
marriage.
love marriage.
No, Dr. Pepper arranged Coke lid to me
Dr. Pepper and Squirt.
and Squirt.
Our Coke Lid's
To be
parents.
honest, I was trying to meet Squirt.
Well,
And you know my deal.
you got a thing for older women. Or
Yeah.
older soda tab.
Yes, older. Yes.
You had a fling with Tab, right?
Isn't it
I
amazing how when you go to a place, your whole life can be turned upside down? You just join the culture. Because we're so open. You go to the garbage patch and you go, okay, these are my people.
And the thing is, now that we're back at Hamilton, the same thing has happened. Old friends, we're rekindling our relationships. People,
Yes.
it seems like there's been enough time away from the school that people have forgotten a lot of the things that they hated about us. But we're going to do our best to not remind them.
Well, they can tell the new solid energy we brought
Yeah.
back this year.
Yeah.
That trip to the garbage patch really reset my whole clock.
It did. And while we were there, because they said you can come back to Hamilton, but we're going to need an apology for some of the stuff you did. You blew up the school. And so we scribbled one onto our iPhone Notes
Notes
app.
app, yeah.
Yes, we
If you are actually offended by what we did, we're sorry.
Yeah.
and we said, well, we didn't say, we said we're sorry you felt that way.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
right.
We didn't actually say it straight up.
Well, I don't
No
want to take
specifics.
responsibility for my actions.
No.
I just want to say, don't feel that way.
Right. And like most apologies, we did some good emoji work, I think, in ours.
Oh, yeah. That was some of the funniest emoji work I've done recently, I think.
Yes. We shouldn't have added in birthday cake, but thank you for letting me get my one. I always get my one.
Hey,
ass.
everybody has to be a contributor.
If you were offended, birthday cake.
Which did make a ton of sense.
Which, although I have seen that people have started using offended birthday cake on the line, if they're on the line, that's
It's a
what I
meme
call
now.
online.
Which is the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there is
It's a
one
meme now.
line. All the pages are arranged in one line.
Yeah.
And
So if you're offended,
birthday
you just
cake,
put birthday cake.
It's become like jumping the shark.
Yeah.
It's like a bad apology
Yes.
is like offended birthday cake.
Yeah, people are posting their sort of like times that they've been offended, and then they just put offended birthday cake at the end. It's become a whole rage on the internet.
It's really
a
awesome.
movement.
They're not making fun of us. They like it.
Well, I'll tell
That's
you
why
what-
it's spreading.
I'll tell you what I'm offended about, and I'm going to be really honest here.
Please.
My own past performance as a teacher.
You know
I
what?
have
Yeah.
some things that I'm ashamed about. I'm a driver's ed teacher, and I crashed a lot of the cars. you
Yeah,
know?
you're a driver's ed teacher and you can't drive, right?
Absolutely. I can't drive. It's illegal for me. I can't handle it emotionally. So those who can't do, of course, teach.
Yes.
So I sit in the front seat with the brake. It's a bigger brake because I get nervous. And I sit in that passenger seat and let the kids drive. And I'm screaming at them the whole time what to do.
Well, yeah.
I'm screaming, stay calm, don't do it. Don't.
Yes.
And I'm not going to do that anymore.
No.
This year, my goal is to make sure that everyone that takes my class gets their license.
And that's we've all tried to do that for this year. We all said, in the past things have been hard for us. For me, I let my personal life sort of infect my everyday life.
Infect is a great word.
Yeah, when I ran for mayor, I got so distracted by that it impeded my progress as a teacher. And I've decided this year to focus my entire life on teaching. Every waking moment of my life will be spent trying to better the lives of the 16 to 24 kids who I have in my homeroom and in my AP biology
I'm just going to let you know a minor concern I have hearing that.
Okay.
If you put all your life into one thing, when that thing fails,
It won't.
Okay, well, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I
That
won't.
is a lot of pressure.
I've decided.
on the kids.
And you said every waking moment. Surely
Yes.
you're going to take some lunch breaks. You're going to take some, meditation.
It's going to be a
breaks.
working lunch every day. I'm sorry, I started doing meal prep every night. I do meal prep every night.
Really?
That's not meal prep.
You just make dinner.
You make dinner and you bring your leftovers.
No, but I make big meals. I make like 16 chicken breasts. I roast some broccoli.
Where
I
do
roast
the other,
potatoes.
if you're eating one and you're putting one to go, where do the other
In the fridge.
14 go?
In the fridge.
Well, but what do you bring? So you are prepping those.
Yeah.
And your whole house stinks.
I'm used to the smell.
Yeah, you got a big industrial broiler back there in your kitchen. It feels very commercial.
I did some renovations. I got back. I still owned my house here in Hamilton, so I went back and I did some complete renovations. As you guys know, I've lived in a tiny house for most of my life. But
You like
now
to keep it simple.
Yeah, my house now I've devoted to
And El Pollo Loco, pretty much.
Well,
Pretty much.
that's what people are
emphasis on
saying.
the Loco.
Yeah, people are.
Yeah, definitely emphasis on the Loco, but it's pretty much an El Pollo Loco.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how do you
But no one
how do you
else can
say
eat there.
burned in Spanish?
I don't know.
Como se dice en fuego?
En fuego el pollo loco. It's burned chicken.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are saying that, but I like to think that I've set my house up for my needs right now, which is teaching and cooking. So it's a huge industrial broiler and a desk.
I'm just nervous that your first thing you said was I'm gonna dedicate every waking moment to teaching, and then the second thing we found out about you was you run an El Pollo Loco in your house.
I feel like it's a big distraction.
But I love your goal for the year, and I'm gonna try to help you stick to it.
Thank
just
you.
like I know you're gonna help me try to stick
Yes,
to not
because you're
crashing
here to
every
support
driver's
each
ed
other.
car.
If I need you guys to pick up a double every now and then, I know that you'll show up on the weekend.
I'm not even gonna pick up a single.
Okay, well, I know who my real friends are. Who's my real friends? Raise your hands.
Oh, yeah. I can't get my arms in the air, but I would if I could.
Yeah, I'm tying my shoe. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I know where I stand.
Now, Todd, I'm familiar with some of your gaffes and follies from the past. What are you going to change this year?
Great question. I don't know what you're referring to as far as gaffes and follies, but
We're not talking about the musical when you did Follies.
I did follies, but then I also made it my own a little, and I did gaffes and follies. But I think this year
You made the audience sing I'm Losing My Mind.
Well, I didn't make them sing that. They burst into I'm Losing My Mind.
Before you even, I think that's from Follies. There's a song called "I'm Losing My Mind," which
coffee cup.
I think
about
you.
Yeah.
Which a character in the show is supposed to sing, but apparently the play was so bad that the audience burst into "I'm Losing My Mind."
That's
before
right.
it even they made it to
And
it.
they weren't singing, they were saying the phrase,
Yes.
I'm losing my mind.
You all know about spontaneous combustion.
Yes.
Well, I have now had 3 plays that have caused spontaneous insanity. And it's something that I'm actually proud of because it makes people think so hard they go crazy.
Interesting.
And I think this year I want to do something. I'm such an artist. And this year I want to do something for the masses a little more. I mean,
Oh, you want to sort of break out. You want,
I
you
do.
want not something niche, sort of independent. You want to do something that really like goes broad.
yeah, I want to go a little broader. You know, as you guys know, I am proud of my RazGot. I'm the only living recipient of a Razzie for
Music,
theater,
theater,
film, and
and television.
And
That is quite an honor.
thank you very much. Thank you. And, you know, I'm proud of that, of course, but now I want to do something that is beloved by people. And so I'm going to use the school play to broaden out a little bit.
Wow.
A lot of people take issue with you just saying the phrase, I'm going to use the school play, Todd. Because you should, this is about the students. And again, this is kind of dipping into territory you've touched before, which is that you've ruined children's theater experiences by forcing yourself and your perspective into the work.
Okay.
You already said you are the star of the play.
Well, I'll be Imagine, let's say you're trying to learn to play basketball.
Okay.
Imagine you're on a high school team.
Okay.
And you get to play with Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Imagine how much you have to raise.
Okay, well, are
Okay.
other students in the play?
The pause tells me no.
Are they interacting
Let me
with
check
you?
the script real quick.
That you wrote.
Yeah, you should know this.
Big
see, well,
handwritten monologue.
I guess I could cast some students in this. There's me. There's my wife. I guess I can cast a high schooler to play my wife.
Why is that all
No,
handwritten?
don't do
You
that.
don't print your
Don't do that.
scripts?
Don't do
What's
that.
that?
You don't print your scripts? You handwrite them all?
Oh, I handwrite everything. I'm an artist. I
Seems difficult
you
for
know,
everyone else.
Oh, well, yeah, I handwrite everything, and then I have my assistant type it all up. Woody uses a typewriter.
Sorry,
Same-
you have an assistant?
Oh, yeah.
Is this a school provided thing? I haven't heard anything about getting assistants. Are we going to get assistants this year?
Oh, this is my daughter, Mary.
Oh, wow.
yeah,
You've
yeah.
reconnected.
We reconnected when I moved back, and I figured the best way to reconnect was a employer-employee relationship.
Absolutely. You want to know where the boundaries are.
That's right. I've said, and now she knows. Hey, you know what you don't expect from your employer? Consistency and love.
That's right.
And so now she knows not to be disappointed with what she gets from me.
And you know what you do expect from your employer? An internship.
That's right. That's right. Unpaid internship. She's getting college credit. It's just for college, she has to go to Padre
She's out
University.
of college.
She has to go to Padre University. And tell the audience exactly what that is again.
Oh, Padre University is a school I started online.
Your last name is Padre.
Yeah, Todd Padre. So it's padreuniversity.edx. And it's an educational institute for anyone who wants to learn theater through Skype.
That's
And so
interesting.
you can Skype with me, and I'll do classes. And I'll
Sound like a college, but okay.
well, you get credit, and you go to you go to class. I have
What kind of credit? Like, do you get a diploma at the end, or
no, it's intern credit. It's
so from going to the college, you get intern credit. Where is that turned in, or
okay. It's like I'm talking to the government again. You try to help people by starting a college where they watch you do monologues and give you notes.
They give you notes. You're open to notes?
I didn't say I was open to them. I said they give them to me. Because one thing you have to learn as an artist is how to take people not taking your notes.
absolutely?
And so that's a lot of my classes is people learning to get yelled at when they criticize me.
Whenever I'm given notes, I go, "Thank you so much. I will carefully consider how to not use each and every one of these."
Yeah,
Right.
that's right.
Yeah, fight the note.
But so my play
Always fight the note,
Fight the note,
listeners.
Fight the note. It's more important that people know that you think you're right than that they think that you can listen. So my play this year is called The Reconnect, and I'm basing it off of some of the famous body switch movies.
Oh, yeah. Freaky Friday.
Yeah, and so I switch bodies with my wife, and I learn a little bit about what it was like to be her, and she learns a little bit about what it's like to be me in the play. So it's got that broadness
Oh, yeah.
of a Freaky Friday
That is
or of
broad.
the change up.
I don't want any spoilers, but do you think your character grows by the end of it?
Does it get taller?
Well, yeah, the character does get taller because the play is much like Boyhood. The play takes 12 years.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
Live.
And it's in real time.
I'm seeing a
How
couple.
are you going to do a live play for 12 years?
They said it couldn't be done.
Yes.
I'm seeing
I
some of the
agree.
lines here.
I absolutely agree. Sorry.
No. It seems like, and I heard you. Yeah. Flip it up. Yeah. So this right here, right when your wife goes into your body.
Yeah, that's right.
It says she looks down, she unzips her pants, and her first line is, "Whoa, this thing is huge."
Yeah, like I said, I'm going a little for the comedy element too,
That is broad.
And it is truth in comedy. So what's funny? A guy like me who is already talented and artistic and smart, also having a huge penis.
Well, I think that's not going to get a laugh. Like maybe if you open it up and you're like, I guess this will work. I feel like that'll get a.
That sucks.
Okay. Todd, I'll be honest
Like
with you.
that's being like a sort of like making.
Yeah, like self-deprecating.
What's the joke?
That you have kind of like
It's that you have
average to small penis.
It's that
Why is
you're
that
not
funny?
a conceited asshole. is
Because
what
it's what a man might be thinking from a woman's body,
is
right?
that
Or
funny?
vice versa.
Hey, why is that? Why would it ever be funny for me to have a small
Well, Todd, you're
penis?
doing a great job of disagreeing with the note here.
Yeah, it
doth
feels like
do.
And
You know what they say? Doth to. Doth.
Are you
Thou doth
mixing
protest too much?
Tu brute and thou doth
Doth to
protest too much?
proteste. You know what I
This is-
mean?
Look, I'm going to admit something right now. I had a small penis for a while,
For a while.
but then it got bigger.
Wow.
Naturally.
Okay.
That's a huge admission. I don't think I've ever heard of that happening in the history of the world.
Yeah, it happened to me.
Wait, I mean, are you saying when you were a child you had a small penis and then you grew up and
No.
it grew with you?
You can take that as a yes. If you want to, you can take that.
No, I went through second puberty.
Okay, that's not a thing, Todd.
Harder to believe.
Todd, I'm going to be honest with you. I
Second
feel
puberty.
At what age did you go through second puberty? Because you're 77, you look 100. Or 73, you look 100.
70. I'm told I look 100. I'm also told I'm 73. I don't believe in age anymore.
All right. Well, Todd, we spent enough time talking about you right
Yeah.
now. But Bill, you're jumping in to another season now, huh?
Yes. I am the assistant basketball coach.
Which is a bit of a downgrade, if we're being honest.
It is. I mean, I was an NCAA coach for a while. I was fired for throwing a big pan of lasagna at a opposing coach. I lost my temper.
But your temper, I'll say, is also what makes you a good coach. It fires you up. It brings a lot of energy. You just have a tough time containing it.
Absolutely. I mean, a temper can really get some children going. You know, it can get them motivated.
A lot of people have called you reverse Bobby Knight, where you're mostly angry and okay at being a coach.
Yes, I mean I campaigned to get it changed to reverse Bobby Knight from worse Bobby Knight. Like it was worse Bobby Knight for a while.
From worse to reverse. I remember that campaign.
Yes, and it caught on. But yeah, I mean the first time I was at Hamilton, I was teaching Spanish, which did not work out well because the only word I knew was baño,
Which of course means
caliente.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I think I'm still confused.
Yeah.
I get really lost.
But you don't have to know that anymore because they
No.
moved you to social studies, which is
Social
actually what
studies.
one of your degrees is for. You
Yes.
should be teaching social studies all
Yes. So, and you know, I'm studying currently to kind of getting back some of my knowledge of social studies.
Yeah, and a lot of people I've heard students coming out of your class saying, you know, I've heard this stuff before, but when I heard it, it was a little bit different. It almost seems like kids are saying that you're sort of revising history in your lessons in social studies.
Oh yes, yeah. I am. I don't think I prefer a different. Order of the presidents. I throw that around. I just think like you know, Taft would have been better followed up by Carter. Right into Carter. So I'm definitely.
If history is just the story of what happened in the past, why not rewrite that story?
Yeah, we just don't want to repeat history.
Exactly.
Also, a lot of people are saying you're doing too much history in your social studies class, which is maybe
Right. I don't get
and I
into
challenge all those people to define social studies. It is
Yeah.
such a broad name.
very broad.
What is it?
Because for a while I was studying friendship. I was studying.
Well, I've seen some of these studies you're doing, and to me, they look more like pranks in public. You're trying to figure out how people work or whatever.
Yeah, and then you say
so you're
it's a
saying
social
my
studies
social
experiment.
studies class looks a lot like MTV's Boiling Points?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Come on, there's lessons involved
It's
when
like-
that man eats his sandwich and puts it on the car.
Yeah, what's
What
the
is the
lesson?
car? The Model T. The Model T.
Which was, of course, invented and produced by.
Taft is how you have it written.
Taft. Yes. The Model T was made by Taft.
That's why it's called the Model T. Is
Yeah.
your
And
And
perspective?
that's why it's so. Nah, I don't like this one.
Hey, sometimes you got to skip over what you were going to say and move on to the next
That's true.
part.
Yeah, but I'm excited to be. I mean, the head coach, very good coach. It's tough for me to play second fiddle, but you know, I am responsible for the JV boys. We practice after the varsity. Once they're tired from scrimmaging against the varsity, I take them and we go out on the night court. And I got my flashlight and we're dribbling around.
Right, because
and I'm
that court's
pushing 'em
not
even
meant
harder.
to be used at night. We don't have any exterior lighting.
Well,
on our
that field
outdoor
is not
court.
meant to be a court. Is what you could
It's
say.
hard to-
Hamilton is a little bit cheap. They only will turn on the lights for the varsity teams.
Yeah.
So all the other teams are working their way to varsity and they have to practice in the dark on
Yeah.
incorrect fields or courts.
Pistol Pete's old gym.
That's right.
which is a haunted gym now.
That's right.
We are actually playing.
Not the Pistol Pete you think. This was a murderer in town that
Yeah, who-
lived in a gym.
Yes, he lived in a gym. We actually, and we're getting good because I do think this is making the JV boys good. We are scrimmaging against 5 ghosts right now.
I saw one of
Lot of
those,
open shots.
Yeah.
and it is like they're learning a lot from that, specifically how to deal with being haunted.
Yeah.
Yes.
But also, ghosts play pretty good defense. They're very
Yeah.
fundamental.
Aggressive.
Ghosts, they don't show off a lot.
Yeah.
Well, you know what a big weakness the ghosts have is they can't set a pick for shit. You just go right through them.
But they can really fly.
Yeah.
They can really get up above the rim.
They can. They'll dunk on your ass. So that's going good, but it is tough for me.
Now, I've heard of angels in the outfield, but this is like demons on the basketball field.
Demons in the box. Yeah.
Because they're all evil ghosts. They're
Yes.
not
And how does
Well,
that
they're in
movie
Pistol
go?
Pete's gym.
angels in the outfield.
Yeah.
Some dead angels help a bad baseball team.
Okay, so this is dead demons hurt a basketball team. So it's very similar.
Well,
to that.
you're hustling hard, and
Yeah.
it shows your commitment to coaching is up this year.
And
I
yeah,
think we're
thank
all
you.
showing that
And
our
I'll say
commitment this year is
for
good.
For the first time, the team you're coaching actually does seem to be getting better. I feel like your methods are unorthodox, Bill, but I think for once in your career, it's working.
I think you could say that about all of us.
Yeah.
Say what you will about our methods, but we definitely get some sort of result at the end.
Yeah. I mean, it's very true because, they're getting very good at ball handling when they are staring in the face of their dead grandmother who's being held captive in hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a tough defender.
It's tough.
Well, guys, we are really excited to be back in the lounge, so it's really good to be recording these episodes for you guys, and we hope you like them. But we got to take a quick little break here because we like to break this news. We got a guest in the lounge, folks. So pour yourself another cup of Joe, and we'll be back in just a second. Kick it!
Yeah.
It sounds weird coming out of my mouth, if I'm being honest, guys. I just don't feel like I have
You can
the
kick
soul,
You got soul.
I feel like I'm a little bit of a pussy.
Oh, God.
Oh God.
Oh, no.
God, you can't even
You
say it.
are. Of course you are.
Maybe this year I'll try to toughen up a little bit. But guys, we're not here to for me to talk ill about myself. We're here to talk to. Honestly, we're so excited to have this guest on. It's been a long time since we had a chance to sit down with this good buddy of ours. You all know him as the APPE instructor.
Yeah.
And we know him as our good friend, Original Fig. How you doing, Original?
Hey, how you doing? It's great to have you back here at Hamilton. It's good to see you.
Oh, my God. Buttery voice.
Yes.
Original Fig coming in with that buttery radio style voice.
Ah, you're too kind.
Figgy, it's good to see you, bud.
It's good to see you too, Sam.
Good to
How you
see
been?
you.
How you been?
I've been good. How's the liquor store?
Liquor store's going good. It's going real good. Like people like to get drunk and they like to pay for the privilege of doing so. So I'm right as soon as I'm done here, I go right to the store. I'm there until I'm supposed to be there until 11 p.m. But I got a secret. You got a secret knock. You can get in there at like 3, 4 in the morning.
I've been trying to figure out that knock for 7 years.
Hey, I hope you get there.
Me too.
I hope you figure it out.
I feel
And
like
one
I've
day
tried
you
every-
got close because it seemed like your hand reached for the door and then right
Yeah.
at the end you blew it.
I blew it right at the
That
end.
was you?
Oh,
I remember this was like, 3 weeks ago? I had my hand on the knob because this guy, whoever it was on the other side, like that knock was getting closer and closer. I was like, oh, he's got it. I think he's got it. And then at the very end, wrong way.
oh damn
And
it.
and to be
That's
to be
disappointing.
clear for the listeners, this knock it's sort of like your bank account password. If you get it wrong a certain number of times,
You get locked out.
You get locked
Yeah.
out forever.
Froze. You get froze. The doorknob is froze. It won't turn. And you know what? What sucks is I'm trapped inside. I can't get out.
It's
Well,
both
it's
ways.
also like a bank password in that you have to have a special character.
That's right.
So, and that's always tough for me because I feel like I've gotten the knock right 1 or 2 times, but I haven't had a special character,
Yeah.
be it, like a fun friend or,
Yeah, 'cause I
or
haven't
an
even-
exclamation mark. I don't know what it is.
I haven't deciphered what they mean by special character because I'm not writing.
Right.
Am I playing a character? Am I holding up a picture of a character or
wish
of
I
an
could
image?
tell
Well, yeah, I went one night and I knocked, apparently got the knock right, but they did not like that I was doing Stuart from Mad TV.
yeah.
So they were
That's not a
like,
special character.
No.
You know what I mean? Everybody's got a little kid character.
yeah, I
It's
guess
gotta
that's
be
true.
A special. I feel like I already said too much.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
we
I-
appreciate the hints, Fig.
now, original. A lot of people, it's a little tough to have such a, and I say this with love because I'm a seedy person as well, but sort of a seedy, sort of personal life, and still be one of the most celebrated teachers at the school.
Well,
how do you balance it?
I think it's like people. I think they see me as a special character in a school. You know what I mean? Because a lot of schools don't necessarily have a guy who is just clearly like living on the edge of night. You know what I mean? Like every night I'm in that liquor store and seeing all kinds of human degradation, and I'm not shy about talking about it. Like
Right.
I tell my kids, you know, when we I'll go in there and we start doing parkour drills, and I'll say, I saw a guy last night who he wanted to sell me his prosthetic leg for a fifth of Jägermeister. Wow! And I was like, I don't want to do it, but I will do it for the story. You know what I mean? So I got that thing mounted over the counter like it's a fish I caught.
Yeah.
And is it good looking? Is it pretty?
Oh, it's not pretty. This leg has seen some battle. Like if a prosthetic leg could have a prosthetic leg, this one would.
And I've heard actually that it is sort of like this prosthetic leg sort of looks like one of those cars where you get a fender from one car, a hood from another car.
Oh, yeah. And it's coated in primer. Yeah. It doesn't look even remotely close to believable. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
if this guy couldn't go to the beach in that thing.
No, it also seems to, I don't know what that thing's called, but it ticks a lot when it's near radiation. But I had one of those in my book bag the other day because I'm a
Geiger
collector,
counter?
a Geiger counter. And I came in and that thing was going off.
Do you
And
collect radiation detectors?
I do. I do. It's a little known
How-
fact about me.
How many are you up to?
I got 7.
Okay, we got to talk sometime.
Oh, yeah? You have some?
I got a few.
Wow.
I don't want to. I'm not trying to big time you, but I got 24 Geiger counters.
And can I
from,
ask,
like,
why do-
all different countries?
Why do you guys have these? Are you guys seeking out radiation?
That's how it starts, of course.
Yes.
But then after a while, you're like, I love the sleek design. I love the ticking. I love the
Yeah.
different pitches of ticks.
Yeah,
you know?
it seems like they only made these in the 60s and never made a new one, so it looks really old. Mine, one of mine is actually, you know that guy in Chernobyl that melted down like candy?
Sure I do.
Like, I have that one that he had.
It's based on a real thing that happened.
It is.
Wow.
It is.
And now, much like how the podcast S-Town followed around a man who fixed clocks,
Yeah, that's right.
a kind of a unique individual, they've started following both of you around, assuming because you collect these and fix them that there is something else going on in your lives.
Well, you know what you get is a lot of times you'll get people following you around who are irradiated and they just want to be like, they just want to show up on the detector. Like
They want to feel special.
they want to feel
they want
something.
They want to feel something. So it's like if you're walking down the street and you got one of your detectors on you, and you start hearing this tick and you turn around, and a lot of times you'll see like a guy standing, he's got a big smile on his face, like, huh?
Yeah.
Looking for me.
Some people have a type of radiation that has a beat to it. You know, it won't just tick, 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 tick. It'll kind of go tick, 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 tick. And that it's got a little groove to it.
That's cool.
And that's cool. That's a special type of cancerous person.
Yeah, we call them eponemas.
Eponemas.
That's awesome. Now I mentioned.
Go
Sorry,
ahead. No.
It is awesome.
It is awesome.
Awesome. That's really awesome. I think you are so awesome. You're so advanced. You know, you just teach physical education. No offense.
advanced
But-
placement.
I teach
But you-
advanced placement physical education.
Exactly.
Which parkour seems to be
That's a warm up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Really?
That's how we get started. Yeah.
Wow.
These kids, I put them through amazing feats of physicality that I don't know are strictly legal, but as long as the parents sign off on it, and the school is not held liable, then I can make them do whatever I want.
People were pretty excited when you added the midterm now is hanging from a helicopter, right?
That's right. That's right.
And that was a lot of students really wanted to feel like action heroes and do that.
Yeah, and like we start them out easy, where it's like the rope ladder, and then gradually they get up to the point where they're just hanging off the runners on the side. And you know, I'm not gonna lie, it's like a lot of kids aren't that good. They're not, you know, they think they should be in AP, PE, but then once it actually gets down to it, they wash out, you know, or die.
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of
wash
people.
out, that's a military
Yeah,
term.
one of the big problems people have with specifically this activity is that there's a huge body of water close by.
Well, the choppers.
Yeah, with the choppers. There's a huge body of water close by, but you actually refuse to do this test over water?
Because the kids are too tempted to let go. If you know there's a net, look, you start off early with the safety precautions, and then after a while you take those away. Because if you can do it when you know there's a net, you're gonna know, okay, I'm not really gonna get hurt. That's not good. You got to reinforce in these kids, you are going to get hurt, so don't let go.
They got to see the consequences to be able to sort of achieve peak performance.
Oh yeah, that's why I put the worst kids first in line, because I want the good kids to remember, like, this is what it's like. This is what it's like.
And I want to thank you, because I have ridden off in my fair share of helicopters firing a machine gun and laughing.
Yeah.
And so you knew that about me, and you sent me an email and wanted to kind of involve me in this whole thing. And I was proud to be a part of it and use that experience on the kids. And, you know, I never hit the kids with the bullets, of course.
Right.
But I do
They're
get
just rubber bullets.
They're rubber bullets. Don't write any letters. They're rubber bullets.
Everyone is like outrage culture. You know what I mean? Where it's like, well, okay, before you your are going around setting your hair on fire, they're rubber bullets.
Rubber bullets are made for safety.
That's
why they're
rubber.
not bullets.
So what? Like those mats they got at playgrounds. You know, those spongy mats. Are they supposed to be made out of metal?
Yeah.
Are they supposed to be like chrome jacketed mats?
Of course not.
Yeah, why don't
course
you answer
not.
that question, idiots?
Yeah. You guys are the worst people we've ever tried to entertain.
I'd love to get some of these idiots in my office. and have them
Honestly,
try to defend.
I want to see
Audience.
these fucking losers face to face
I can't
sometimes.
stand
Modern
them. They make me
audiences.
sick. I feel like I got blood in my mouth.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
you
no.
do actually.
You do have a little bit of blood.
wonder.
yeah.
Okay.
Did you bite your
Spit it out.
tongue? What happened, Phil?
I probably did. It's either my tongue or my cheek.
Oh, and you don't have feeling in either of those anymore?
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, you were very.
That's from a lifetime of chewing. That's
Tobacco?
from a lifetime of dip. Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. And I knocked my cup over earlier. So if you go into break room, it's there's a mess in there.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I really liked your documentary, Student on Wire.
Thanks.
Thanks,
man.
That was pretty grueling.
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't know if that student, I mean, they seem to have signed a release and they were excited, but you were a
Every release was
grueling
signed.
coach. Of course.
I'm a coach, you know?
Twin Towers. There you are. You're between them.
Now, when the school built those Twin Tower replicas,
They were made to look like the Property Brothers.
That was your request, right? That was
I
your
said
request?
they wanted to do like an ancient Greek thing. And I was like, what if we do that style, but they look like the Property Brothers?
So
And we
Greek
call it the Twin
style,
Towers. Yeah, the
but property,
classical
yeah.
Greek style, like the Colossus of Rhodes, right? But it's the two Property Brothers in
Smart.
togas.
Really smart.
Thank you.
And I thought it was a good allocation of funds, and it was worth it because then we got that documentary, and we got you to pull a student across on that wire.
I think that was a big shot in the arm for the school, and dragging that kid on that wire was a thrill.
It's interesting that's how you describe it, because that is actually how it was reported in all the newspapers that covered it. It was this child was sort of on what seemed to be a leash. You were on top of one side, and you sort of just yanked him across
Well,
like
we had to mix
a
it up.
misbehaving dog.
We had to mix it up because that one guy walked on the wire, and
French
I was
guy.
like, the French guy, yeah. And I was like, okay, we got to do something different with this. What if you are, you got one of those harnesses around you like little kids have at the mall, and you're backwards. So I'm just pulling you across on the wire, and you gotta stay on on that wire in a certain way so you don't not only fall off and drag me with you, not for nothing, but, like if he fell, I would have gone down too.
It's a risk for you.
I mean, mitigated risk because I was like strapped in on the
And you could just let go.
And I could just let go. But so he can't fall, and also he can't position himself such a way that he would just be slowly sliced in half by the wire as I pulled him across.
But he also can't be too annoying up there. He's got to let you pull him.
No, I allowed him. I said, I tell you what, here's what you can do. You can pray, because that's what that's what the Wallendas do. If you ever see them do their wire walking stunts, the whole way they're going, "Oh, Heavenly Jesus, thank you so much for letting me walk across this wire. Thank you, God. Oh, God, you're so great. You're so good. This is great, God. Good going."
And that's during the walk.
It sounds like me during lovemaking.
It's during the walk. It's during the walk. And what I say is, do all the praying beforehand. Like if you're praying by the time you get on the wire, it's too late. Like God's gonna know.
Build up
He's
the
gonna
prayer.
know.
It's like email.
What? Yeah.
It's like, now you want to pray to me?
A lot of people,
Now I'm so great.
when they're walking the wire, they hold a cross for balance.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Now here's
It's
the
a
thing:
lot.
a cross naturally imbalanced because it's got the T at the top.
Yeah.
But then the other side, no T. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna fall.
You're going
You
to
gotta
fall.
fall.
That's a
fall.
good question. I
gotta
couldn't
fall.
figure out the answer. And have the reviews come in for free student solo yet?
No, we had a very limited screenings of that, and
Very limited. I couldn't get in.
Yeah, well,
You didn't know to knock.
No, I sure didn't. I tried for a while.
it was a different knock too. So a lot of customers at the liquor store were very upset they couldn't get into the screening.
yeah.
And I was like, it's a different event, guys. Come on.
Same entrance, different event.
Same entrance, different event.
Very limited.
Tough.
I didn't know there was a screening room in the liquor store.
It's not a screening room per se, but it is like if you ever watched a movie projected onto racks and racks of bottles.
I can't say that I have. Are these dark?
No, you can't because you weren't.
These
at the
are
screening.
Oh, owned.
okay.
Howard,
Well, I'll be there next
restraining
time.
order.
That's a roast.
Now,
Yeah.
That's a roast.
that's a roast, baby. As you all out there know, the school is trying to add a few new instruments for
Oh, that's right.
the music club.
Yes.
And there's been a lot of discussion because it is going to cost the school some money about what instruments to use. And so we thought, Original Fig, that we could have you test out a few of the instruments.
Sure.
But obviously, if you knew what instrument it was, it might color your opinion a
Gotcha.
little bit.
Yeah.
So we wanted you to try these instruments and tell us what your favorite is, and maybe it'll influence which ones they use in a segment we're calling "Which Instrument Should the Band Pick Up Next?"
Which instrument should the band pick up next? Which instrument should the band pick up next? Which instrument should the band pick up next?
And thank you to Pharrell for the theme song to that.
Thank you, Pharrell.
So, Original, thanks
Thank you,
for
Pharrell.
participating. As you can see around you, there's several different instruments, and of
Right.
course
They
you
are
can't.
disguised.
Well, some of these objects are instruments. Some of them are just objects.
Yeah, you might not
Some
know.
might be a children's toy or just a block.
Oh, okay.
Some might just be a block. Who
The
knows?
one thing they do all have in common is they're covered in green paint.
Yeah. What I noticed is they're all painted. I can definitely make out the shapes of each and every item.
What do you think?
You
And
think? We might have used
we'll
thick
see.
paint, or it might be clay.
Could be
Right.
thick paint. It could be
clay.
Yeah, you don't know
Is
how
it-
thick
is
some
it
of the
clay?
paint is.
Is it clay?
We did not use any clay.
All right, so it is paint. And what I've also noticed is that the paint is remarkably fresh. Like I can smell it for sure. It's
Pretty
very
new.
strong.
Well, if
Pretty
it
new.
dries, it'll harden around the shape of the instrument.
Yeah. The reed on the
Yes.
saxophone, if there is
there's
one, won't be able to vibrate.
That's right.
Yes.
That might not
Is
even
that
be
the
a
saxophone
reed,
right
huh?
there?
I don't know. Maybe
We don't
maybe you
know.
should grab it and give it a little
Give it a
kick.
little
That could be a block.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to know. Obviously, because of the way they're disguised, you're not going to know what any
Yeah.
of these instruments are unless you give them a little toot.
Why don't you try to play this, which I know you think you know what it is, a drum set, but why don't you try to play it?
All right, so
And let us know what you think of the instrument.
here is this is like a cylinder, like a shallow cylinder.
Okay, great.
And there's a couple I think they're sticks.
That's a bit of an assumption.
Okay, well, it could be
see.
something you need to blow into, so why don't you try that?
I mean, There doesn't appear to be any sort of.
You can't know. You can't know.
The
Original.
paint covers the holes on purpose.
Just give it an enthusiastic blow.
Okay,
Just go ahead, original.
I'll try it. I'll try it flute style first.
Try flute style.
Oh, very
All
good.
right.
Okay, he's holding it off to the side of his head.
Here comes the first fig blow.
Flute, right?
To the side,
Side of my
his-
head. Right?
Well, part of it does have to go in front.
Right. Part of it does.
Bill plays the flute like a phone.
I say hello,
Do you,
and I have a one-sided conversation, and the audience gets excited.
do you put it near your mouth?
Yeah, I push Lizzo off the stage, and I get up there and I play the flute.
Have
Which
you ever
could be this or not.
I got a question for you. You ever seen a bitch kick the chute, then play the flute?
I haven't, original.
I've
You know-
seen it one time.
You know what is infuriating? Is I used to start every one of my plays off with that.
Does everybody know what I'm talking about, or should that be cut out?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm quoting something. I'm not.
It's a song. It's a line from a Lizzo song.
It's from a video I saw of her on
A
stage.
video of her playing live.
When her caption of what was, "You ever seen a bitch kick the chute, then play the flute?" And what I'm worried about is people are going to think that I came up with that caption.
They're going to think that's
Which
an
I-
original.
Yeah,
I
which
think-
I did not do. That is
No.
not an original.
Well, I heard you before the recording. You were calling Lizzo a bitch. Why
You walked in pretty adamant about that.
don't you take a sip of this next instrument?
Yeah, why don't
Well,
you
wait,
put that
let's-
one up to your mouth?
This one
figure
just
out
seems like a cup that is filled with paint.
Only one
Or
way to find
is
Have
it
you
a
ever?
block?
Yeah, or I
Could be a
mean, I
block.
don't know. Have you ever seen a cowbell before?
I have seen a cowbell. I've also seen a mug, and this looks like it's a mug.
What makes you
that's
say
filled
that?
with
The
paint.
handle?
Yeah, it's mostly the handle. It's mostly that it looks like a cup that is brimming with green paint.
All
And
right.
you asked me to take a sip from it.
Well, obviously,
Could
this
be
isn't working.
could be kind of like a South American instrument or something you haven't seen yet.
You never know.
Hey, so just take a quick sip.
Just take it. That's how you play it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
listen to that.
Wow.
I'll put that in my next
That
song.
was funky.
Someone send that. To,
I think that's just paint. That's just a cup of paint.
That's right. That one was a cup of paint,
paint.
not one of the
Not a musical
instruments. Let's keep
instrument.
or
that
was it?
test.
Or was it? You know, maybe not. If we
Maybe he wants to try to play another note. See if you got it wrong.
What's the point of saying, or was it? What is this game?
Well, the band wants to bring in a lot of instruments, but we also don't want to just make it easy that every one of these is an instrument.
Yeah.
So we have
and
a
we know
couple
you'd
of-
be biased to the big famous instruments. So we're disguising them in green paint. So you're not biased to the big number 3 instruments.
Can you do me a favor? Could you narrow down what instruments do they not have?
well,
Like I'm
that's a good
surprised.
question.
I'm surprised to see a saxophone on the table. That seems like a high school band staple to me.
which might indicate that it's not a saxophone.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe
Could be
that's
a red herring.
Could be a red herring or green, or green blowing. Well, why don't we move on? Let's see what's this over here. This guy's got 6 strings. It's standing up pretty tall.
That's interesting.
Standing up pretty
Six
tall,
strings.
6
Standing up pretty
strings.
tall with 6 strings.
This looks like a cello.
I've never seen a green cello.
Never seen, but you've seen a 6-string one.
Oh,
Maybe
So
you should
go ahead and take a sip of that.
take a little sip of that.
Take a sip
take
of
a big,
that.
take that bass line for a sip.
I mean, I don't know how I'd go about taking a sip out of this.
Well, what looks like a place that you can take a sip from? Put your
I mean,
lips on it.
I can hear paint sloshing around in there because of the holes on the front.
The F hole.
Yeah, the F hole.
Hey, you lift the whole thing over your head. Give it a tip.
I mean, I'll try.
Have you ever had a box of Milk Duds and there's only one left inside? And you hold it over your head and kind of just shake it around until that last Milk Dud falls in your mouth?
Yeah, but you know how big a Milk Dud box is. It's not the size of a cello.
Just try
I
it.
can't.
And you
I
know
honestly
that-
can't tell the difference because of the paint.
Like liquid is heavier than one single Milk Dud.
I don't know. I
That
don't
is
listen,
a great
I've never-
point, Original Fig. Students of Hamilton High School, we're not going to be adding a new instrument because Original Fig didn't want
All right,
to
all
do
right,
the
all
segment.
Right, all right.
He was more interested in convincing us that a maybe cello full of paint is heavier than a milk dud
Don't
box.
call it off. Don't call it off.
Come on, Original.
All right, here I
Fig.
go. Here I go.
No help.
Oh, there's that last lift. That was good. And he,
It got in my eyes.
Oh, I think he's got this one.
Original covered in paint now.
okay, so what would that be? Because it came out. I don't know if you heard the sound it made when the paint came out.
Big slosh on Original's face.
Cello.
Cello.
Yes, that one was a cello.
Or
right.
was it?
Or was it?
This is not my. I feel like my eyes are sealed shut.
It's fast drying paint, so your eyes may in fact be sealed shut with paint right
Well,
now.
this is great for the segment because now the paint doesn't even matter. You don't have to see the instrument. You'll just go on sound,
You got me there.
which is
Give this one a toot toot.
Would you put it in my hands?
Yeah, here you go. All right, here, I'm going to put it up to your mouth, and I
All
think you. All right, so
You
what? How
don't
does it
put-
feel?
Don't push it. Don't
Sorry,
push
sorry.
it. All right, feels like this one feels like a trumpet.
Okay, Original.
toot toot.
Hold on. Don't forget this. It's a little thing that goes on the end. It's a little cup.
It's like the trumpet bell,
We'll see.
like the mute.
Could be.
All right.
And it's possible we couldn't find a mute, so it's just the plunger.
Yeah. Do you feel a big wooden handle on it?
This reminds me of Pete Barbuti, the comedian from a long time ago.
Oh, I'm not familiar.
He used to play the piano, do funny songs and stuff, but he'd come out with a cigar, and he had a toilet plunger without the handle, and he'd stick that on the side of the piano. The fumes are really getting to me. He would stick the plunger on the side of the piano, and he'd take his cigar out and put it in the plunger.
That
Are
does
you
remind
okay?
me of that.
Original
I'm
Fig?
not
Original
feeling- I'm not
kind of
feeling
losing his
great.
balance
Do you
here.
want to take a
feeling
little
great.
run real quick? Do some parkour?
I don't know if that's the answer.
Okay, I thought that was sort of your reset. My bad.
Well, you know what?
I
Sometimes
just teach it, those who can.
I hear you.
Well, sometimes help me if I'm feeling a little under the weather is the daily special from the lunchroom.
yeah.
Yes.
Maybe,
Yes.
and of course, we don't want you to know what the special is
they change it every
it
day.
changes
Yeah,
every
'cause it's
day.
a
We don't
secret.
want it. So, but if you want to have a little bowl of whatever it is, or maybe it's a cup, or maybe it's a plate,
Now,
Yeah,
and
why
that'll
don't you
settle your
taste this?
stomach a little.
when you say you don't want me to know what it is, are you telling me that you covered it in green paint?
Oh, why don't you just take a look here?
Look, I have good news for you, Original. It's not covered in green paint.
Is it
They were all out of green paint.
covered in any kind of paint at all?
Yes.
Guys,
What do you consider lacquer paint?
you know what, guys? I'm a type of man that I've done whatever I've pleased for all my life, and I pride myself on being beholden to no man, and I have pride, but I'm begging you on my knees, please don't make me eat any more paint.
Well, I guess we could talk to the lunch ladies and say that Original Fig doesn't like their weekly special. They take that really harshly.
No, don't do that. They'll tear me apart.
No, it's fine. No, we'll go
Lunch
show them.
ladies
one
will
look at
let
it.
you
No,
have it.
I'm banging like 3 of them. They don't even know that I'm banging the other ones.
Oh, you've got a whole square going?
I got
Parallelogram?
like a lunch lady harem.
Original, my guy.
Well, in that case, you're
Original.
going to have to try this dessert as well.
Yeah, now that we know that, you'll probably.
Yeah, now that we're jealous, try some more shit. Original.
This feels like a paint covered panna cotta.
It is Italian Day in the lunchroom.
Or is it?
Italian Day. What was that? A harmonica?
That's right. That was from the lunch tray, but it was a harmonica that the band is bringing in.
Or was it?
Or was it original?
I don't know if you're genuinely asking me.
All right, so we're going to have to wrap up the segment, Original Fig. What instrument of the ones you played or ate or sipped do you think we should add for this next semester for band?
Harmonica.
Dessert harmonica.
Harmonica.
I thought he said, "Oh, Monica."
Yeah, I thought he was going into his special character of Bill Clinton there.
Or he was talking about Monica
Is
the
that the
lunch lady.
special character? Bill?
It is.
No.
You're supposed to knock with your thumb over the top of your curled in finger.
That was the miss, Todd.
Like a Clinton gesture.
Exactly.
Classic.
That's how I got so
Yeah.
close, as I was doing Dole with the thumb over the top of my finger.
And you had
But
the pen in your
you
hand.
were probably
I had the
holding
pen.
it like a pen. That's
Yes.
right. It's a subtle placement of the thumb.
Well, that's big news. We will be at the liquor store tonight.
Well, I guess you can take it over because I don't think I'm long for this world.
No, don't be negative.
Come on.
I got
Hey.
a belly full
Original.
of paint.
Paint's not toxic.
Also, original what?
I think it famously is.
No. They changed it.
Famously is.
Well, as long as it's not lead-based paint, you didn't
Yeah.
get that, Howard.
Huh? Is
not
there a
lead-based.
separate section at the hardware store for lead-based versus non-lead-based?
It should-
Because
if
I
it-
went to the one, oh no, now that I think about the sign in my head, it said lead-based paints, the lead-based paint.
Oh, my
Well, let's
lead-based
get you.
paint section.
Let's get you.
Like my guts are painted like a battleship now.
Why don't I give you some Pepto-Bismol here?
Is it really Pepto-Bismol? or
Of
is it,
course it's Pepto-Bismol.
It's
And
not-
what do you
It's
say?
got that
That's
classic pink.
it's
You're
not
saying
pink
that's
paint.
pink paint?
It's got that classic pink.
I
It
mean,
looks a
I
little
know-
different than normal, but
I
it's
know
got
that
that.
it looks a little different than normal.
Let me just pour it into that little cup for you there.
Would you have an upset stomach or diarrhea or anything?
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion.
Reminds me of this great band I saw the other night. They did this song about all kinds of different stomach maladies you can suffer.
Yeah. You see him on TV?
Yeah.
Quick set?
Yeah, one song. I figured they were like this, like one of those one-hit wonders. Like they play their well-known song first, and
You
then they
gotta
play it in
play
the middle,
the
and then they
hits.
play it at the end.
Yeah.
I saw the before they were cool. I saw the 877 Cash Now guys,
yeah.
and I got backstage afterwards.
No, JG Wentworth.
Yeah,
Wow.
And his associates.
and associates.
Original, what's going on with the name, Original?
What do you mean?
We never even discussed.
Oh, that's right. Let's pick up our note cards here and just see if there's anything else we
let's
want
start
to
doing-
talk
Maybe
about.
we should have said
Let's do-
first.
Yeah.
Now you are going to get into the interview. I'm
Yeah.
dying of.
That's what this is. The
paint
second half of the
poisoning.
show is a classic interview.
I'll do my best.
Now, Original Fig.
Yeah.
What's with the name?
Reading from a card.
We had some prepared questions. We'll quickly get through.
We'll just roll through them real
I
quick.
was-
and
Just
then
give us
we'll-
one word answers.
I was born as a set of twins. Then my twin died, and then because I came out first, my parents renamed me Original.
So you were going to be both Fig or
Was he Fig?
Is your last name Fig?
We were going to be first Fig and second Fig, and then because my parents in their grief, they didn't want to.
Grateful.
They couldn't deal with calling me first Fig, so they called me Original Fig.
well, we are familiar with what grief will do to you.
Yeah.
Grief will get you.
Grief will get you.
Okay.
Fig.
Original
right.
Fig. All right.
All right, Original. I'm reading off my next card. Original Fig, how tall are you? The students want to know, how tall are you?
Yeah, these are student submitted questions.
I'm 5'5".
I believe it.
Original Fig. When
You feeling all right?
I'm not feeling great.
Original Fig,
through
do
this.
you plan on apologizing for the death at the end of Grizzly Student?
Wow, that's a big question to ask a guy who's got a lot of paint in his gut. But
Okay. If we're going to be passive aggressive about the paint, we can can the fucking interview.
sorry.
This
no,
isn't
no,
working.
no,
This isn't working. You know what? We can't bring on an AP guy next time because I think they're a little better
We
than
bring
everyone
you
else.
on here. We
No, no,
feed
So what if
you.
I can't drive?
Listen,
We
So-
feed you.
No, guys.
And this is what we get.
Guys,
sorry.
AP guys don't think they're better than everybody else. Okay, I'm a fellow AP guy. I just started my AP
No,
bio
you're not.
class. You know, I am.
I'm starting to wonder if your AP didn't mean anti-paint original.
Is that what it stands for?
Your attitude has
Anti-paint.
sucked
I mean-
right up for about the past 10 minutes. It has sucked.
Anti-paint paint enemy? Is that APPE? Is that you?
Sucks.
This is a savage attack on my character. I feel like I acted in good faith on this podcast, and use it poisoned me, literally poisoned me with lead-based paint.
It was tinted primer.
Idiot.
You'll never be back on the show. You will never.
Now, original. If there's a heaven and God exists, what would you like to say to him or her at the pearly gates?
What would I like to say to them?
That's right. This is an original question for Original
gotcha.
Fig. It's not one of those Liptons.
Ooh, that made me hungry for soup.
Well, I've got good news for you, my man.
No, why
Slurp
did I
this
say
shit
it?
up.
Why did I say it?
Ding! Fresh out of the microwave.
And remember, it's Italian Day.
Please don't make me eat hot
Give us your
paint.
best shot at what
A
this is.
minestrone.
Or is it?
It's not. It's paint.
Pasta fagioli.
Gotcha.
That's not a soup.
You never had a pasta fagioli soup?
Come on, original.
Spaghetti soup.
Oh, I love spaghetti soup.
Well, the way my mom made it when I was a kid, it was definitely a soup.
Oh, mom's cooking burn. That's a burn. That's a burn shot.
Good roast.
Good roast. We will be
of
having a
good roast-
roast episode. We will be having a roast episode, listeners, so we will be working up to it. It will be a savage roast. We'll have all your favorite roasters on. It will be coming soon.
Roast episode coming soon. Mark your calendars.
Mark your calendars to soon.
This is episode 1. Episode 2, roast episode. New format. All of our moms are here. Jeff Ross is here. Dat Fan is here. And we are going to burn it down.
Jeff Ross and Dat Fan tell our moms the things we never could. Episode 2.
Next week, people.
Now, Original, you've been a rude guest for most of this. But we were happy to have you on our first episode back on Earwolf.
Yes, back. We're back.
I feel like I was a hero to you guys, and now I'm the pariah.
It's, tension's got a little high, and it's unfixable.
We don't like it when people are, don't like our cooking.
Can I tell you something? I'm ashamed of the way I acted, and I'm sorry that I was so rude about the paint. You guys are. You guys have been good friends to me. It's good to have you back at Hamilton, and
Fig.
Original.
and I know you were just
Likes us back.
doing a fun game, and maybe I wasn't a good sport about it, and maybe because I feel profoundly sick and blind that I was a little grumpy. I was grumpy about it.
Yeah, that's
So I'm-
okay.
so I'm
We can
sorry.
all be grumpy.
We can all be grumpy.
Yeah.
And I'll say this. Apology accepted.
Wow.
Why don't we,
Todd.
you know what? Why don't we all bury the hatchet and let's
Yeah.
just take a quick shot? Let's take a quick shot together.
Yeah.
For
Now yous are gonna drink too, right?
yes.
Yeah, they're all
It's not-
prepared.
It's not just Original drinking by himself.
No, we all have our
no.
different
And
shots
just to
here.
be fair,
isn't-
there is still paint in your eyes you can't see.
I can't see.
Then yeah, we're all going to drink from the same thing.
And of course,
Strange
it's
question to ask at this juncture, but okay.
I hope you like a little Italiano drink.
Because remember, it is Italian Day in the cafeteria.
Italian
So this will be like what, a limoncello or a Galliano?
Well, it will be yellow.
Or is it?
All right.
And bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
It's fucking paint. Why?
Mine was good. Mine was that limoncello stuff.
Mine was limoncello.
Mine was limoncello as well.
Limoncello all around.
Now, Original, apology not accepted. We got you. Everything else was good faith. That last one was just mean. Thank you for being on the Teacher's
Thank you.
Lounge. We'll get you to a hospital right now.
Yeah, we can send you with the nurse. She'll take you.
Yeah, the nurse will take you to the hospital.
She's going anyway. We'll send you with her.
Yeah, the nurse is hurt. The nurse is hurt. Everybody should know that. The nurse is hurt. She's always hurt. Don't even try to go to her office. She's nursing her own damn wounds.
Nurse is more hurt and worse off than you no matter what.
That's the only reason she's the nurse is because of all of her experience being hurt.
Yeah, she's more of a patron of the hospital than a caregiver. Nurse is hurt.
Well, this has been a great first episode back at Hamilton High School.
We'll get the swing of it soon. We
Thank
promise.
you for listening to it. We did a fine job. We did it. This is going to be the same every episode. Don't worry. Original, thanks again for being here.
Yes, thank you, Original.
And until next time, stay flippy.
Class is out and the coffee's on. I got a couple things on my chest I got to get off. Cut me some slack and pour me a cup of that joy. Welcome to the Teacher's Lounge. Let's wrap it up and hit the road.
If you enjoyed the Teacher's Lounge, make sure to check out their bonus mini episodes available on Stitcher Premium. Just go to stitcherpremium.com/teacher and use promo code TEACHER for your first month free. Also, the guys would like to thank Casey Trela, who made the incredible theme song for the show. You can check out his music at Casey Trela, that's Trela, on Twitter. Finally, the Teacher's Lounge has a lot of great merch available. Just go to podswag.com/teacher and see for yourself. Thanks for listening.